initial coverage and a buy recommendation for Industria Españoles with a 1-year target price of 749 Mexican pesos. This represents a 49% return, taking into account dividend payments. Well, what we think will happen with the stock is the price will go up because of strategic capex allocation, because the holding Industria Españoles is trading at a 30% discount compared to its subsidiary Fresnillo, whom it owns 75%, because it has a dividend payment commitment with its shareholders, and because it has an operational flexibility and is able to endure tough economic times because of the natural hedge gold and silver. Industria Españoles is part of Grupo Val company, which was founded in the year of 1887, and in the year of 1968, Industria Españoles started in the Mexican Stock Exchange. Peñoles has 4 main points. These are exploration, mining, metals and chemicals, as well as marketing, in which it focuses on. Peñoles also has 4 cores. These are precious metals, base metals, chemicals and metallurgicals, as well as other segments, including renewable energies. Regarding its corporate governance, we found Peñoles has both positives and negatives. The positives being uniform control and decision making, and the negatives, well, the board members have an above number of the average of the other boards in the peers, and the chairman of the board is over for 85 years, and there is a lack of women participation inside the board. But the company is considered socially responsible and has practiced in environment, community work, and governance, which we think is important.
We can find Peñoles products in almost every house. We can find it in our cell phones, cars, airplanes. Even they provide us with food and housing. That's why one of the main drivers of Peñoles is the growth, especially the growth in the United States and China. Another important issue is the precious metal segment that accounts for 70% of the Peñoles revenue. It's a natural hedge against uncertainty. Peñoles has a strong commitment to its shareholders to create value. The value creation is mainly due the constant investment in exploration in current and future mining developments. Another big comparative advantage of Peñoles is the integration of the product chain with Medmex, one of the largest refineries in the world. Last Friday, Peñoles Fresnillo's market cap accounted for 1.06 times the market cap of Peñoles. If we consider that Peñoles represents 70% of the Fresnillo represents 70% of Peñoles, and the stock closed at 496, we can have an estimated target price of 752. That is a really bad recommendation, because it would have the mining, the base metals mining sector, the chemical sector, and the refineries at no extra cost.
Peñoles' revenue has increased since 2011 at a 5% compound annual rate, mainly driven by the drop in precious metal prices and as they peaked in that year. For that reason, we expect that the company will increase its revenues and EBITDA at a 5-year CAGR of 18% and EBITDA at 24%, supported by a total production capacity growth of 17% until year 2021. Our analysis shows that the expected growth for 2016 will be of 7.5%, and we believe the company will continue to increase this ratio and go back to the 30 to 31%. The company's largest revenue contributor is now gold, as it surpassed silver in 2013, and we believe it will contribute to 52% of its total sales as of 2021. Together, both precious metals will account for 88% of the company's total revenue by 2021. Moreover, the company has invested over $4 billion since 2016 in capex in order to reach its current production capacity, and is now the largest silver producer in the world and a globally recognized gold producer. The company invested in strategic capex even as gold and silver prices decreased since 2011 and managed to increase its capacity by 30% and 16% through that same period. For this, we're expecting its production to increase at a 5-year CAGR of 19% and 20% for gold and silver, respectively. Moreover, we believe the company has a strong commitment to pay dividends year over year. However, recent lower dividends may have disappointed some investors. But on the other side, this positively supports our investment thesis, as the company allocated this cash in investment, in growth investment and cost reduction. This, in the long term, will translate into higher EBITDA, better cash flow generations, thus higher dividend payments for its shareholders.
For the valuation perspective, we did it at a price basic in the DCF method with the sum of the parts and the relative valuation. In applying the DCF analysis, the company was broken down into segments: metal prices, base metals, and copper, and other segments. What was calculated based in these components, and the debt, since the debt is denominated in US dollar, we consider the market premium rate in US and the premium paid by emerging markets. We noticed that the performance is aligned with the peers. Relative valuation was considered the reliable variables like forwarded EBITDA and revenue. We noticed that Peñoles has solid fundamentals against the peers. During the last 10 years, the company has performed and the management has the ability to build a high-quality mining business. We believe that the price is achievable due to these components: the strong operational performance, production growth, the powerhouse to refine precious metals and base metals, and exploration delivered on several fronts. Our outlook, we expected to have a stable cash cost and an all-in cost due to Peñoles is the lowest, one of the lowest cost producer, measured by cash cost and all-in cost. In our financial strength, our outlook considered that Peñoles is still creating a huge cash over the next 5 years, with strong cash flows through the cycle, a strong balance sheet, and making our payments with a payout ratio for 26%. And a disciplined capital allocation for the projects that they are adding 28 million ounces in silver and 753,000 ounces in gold.
For the risk, we took into consideration 4 types: market risk, operational risks, investment, industrial, and operational. For the regulatory risks as well, for the regulatory risk, we saw that it was driven by the inconsistency and the uncertainty of the country's legal norms and the metal price volatility can drive prices, the metal price volatility, if it were to drop in more than 25%, it will account for us to change our recommendation into a hold. But instead, we're expecting these prices to grow in the next 5 years into a 3.47%. The currency volatility is in low to its probability.
So, how do you explain that difference in trading? And if you want to go deeper into why do you think are the main reasons why Fresnillo trades above Peñoles?
Okay, one of the things that we saw analyzing the Peñoles and Fresnillo, that there is a huge discount for Peñoles, and maybe it's the country risk and another risk involved in the holding. That's the main issues that can make the discount of the Peñoles. But we not only consider the Fresnillo to Peñoles, we make the evaluation complete about the future discounted cash flows for the company, and to make the evaluation. The one that I present, it was just one slide to reassure that Peñoles has a really long way to go up. If you want to complete.
In this case, well, Peñoles has an important operational performance, like the production, the performance for the years, for the last years, the exploration reserves that they have a high quality reserves, doubling the North American peers, and they are making annual payments, and we expect it to have 26%. Because the management had demonstrated the ability to build a high quality business. On the other hand, many competitors for the following years will have to allocate cash, reducing the debt, and investing to replenish the reserves.
Do you remember what was the return of the Peñoles company on the stock market that year?
It was around 42% last year.
It was more than 100%. And the return of the price of the company. And do you know what do you think was the main factor to contribute to this huge increase on the company last year?
Okay, we believe that this will be attributed to a bottom of precious metal prices as gold and silver.
That's my point. I mean, my next question is, why do you think that the price in gold in specific rose so mostly last year?
Okay, I would like to add that uncertainty in the markets has driven the precious metals to.
And that uncertainty was related probably in a part to the problems in Europe with the Brexit. So, what do you think that could happen in the future? I mean, my point is, what do you think that could be the main risk of this company in the future? Because if you looked at the past, specifically last year, this movement on the price of the company was driven in a very important part for the movement of the gold. And the price of the gold was also related with the uncertainty in the environment around the world. So, what do you think that could happen during this year?
Okay, so one would be that we expect higher inflation rates, and as governments and central banks are trying to mitigate this, it would be, well, as inflation helps gold and silver as a hedge. An investor will go to this precious metals as a hedge. If uncertainty stabilizes and like President Trump suggests and takes away from the market this uncertainty that we're leaving nowadays, we believe this could affect this effect in gold and silver, as investors will choose to go to the capital markets instead of investing in commodities as these precious metals.
Yeah, and also we will have the pressure for Brexit, because right now in the following month the UK government will be involved the Brexit, and also there will be maybe pressures in Italy and Greece. And elections in France, elections in Italy, that will be making a lot of uncertainty around the world.
Regarding the discount of Peñoles against Fresnillo in London, does it vary over time? If not, why do you think that this gap will close?
Yeah, most of the time the gap is around 30%, and we believe that with the good communication of the strong performance of Fresnillo and all the integration with Medmix, with all the things that they are doing with environmental issues, making the company stronger, will be reducing the gap and increasing the price.
Okay, and with 20% more capacity coming from the capex investments, and the metal prices not too far from current levels, you have an out of consensus expected return of almost 50%. So I assume that there are some economies of scale or cost advantages that will boost this 20% extra capacity into a 50% return in 1 year. So demand is going to skyrocket now. So could you please elaborate on this?
Yes, of course. In this way, Peñoles is building a new production growth for the following 5 years. We believe that with the investment for 1.4 billion for this point coming from Fresnillo, it will be an important additional production. They are expecting to add, based on the information, 28 million ounces in silver and 753,000 ounces. This will be remarkable, a substantial increase in the revenue. But in the scale, talking about scale economies, the Paris plant will be a significant increasing the capacity. Why? Because they are processing the old tailings. That kind of ore came from the old production. They are processing to this plant or new plants, and they will have a low cost just because they are taking out the mining cost and just considering the milling cost. Other point is that with the reserves that they have, with the important grade in gold and silver against peers, we consider that it's enough to support the production over the following years.
1 minute.
In your risk analysis, you are talking about the tax as a source of risk. Could you explain it?
Yes, it was one of the first ones. Last year, there was this tax applied over revenues, which accounted for 0.5 over the gold and silver revenues, and then over the EBITDA. What we saw is that if this risk in other states, they start to apply other taxes, it might start to diminish all of the revenues as well, all of the revenues as well. For what we saw is that just in our projections for the next years, there was around 29 million which went to these taxes.